Hot FM, live outside broadcast. Live outside broadcast. Number one for news and entertainment.
You are now listening to 5 Minutes with KCM, the segment that takes an inside look into the operations of Konkola Copper Mines. KCM, Zambia's largest integrated copper producer. KCM is a subsidiary of Vedanta Resources PLC.
All right, so thank you so much for joining us once again on this show, 5 Minutes with KCM, sponsored by Konkola Copper Mines, which, as you know, is Africa's largest integrated copper producers. Now, last week, we had on the program Mr. Felix Sikaonga, Group Safety Manager at KCM, who shared great insights into safety practices. This is at KCM. Well, this week, we are yet again privileged to be chatting to Mr. David Paterson, who is Vice President, Local Economic Development, to look at power consumption as it relates to production at Zambia's largest copper mines. So, good morning, Mr. Paterson, and once again, welcome to the program.
Good morning, Hope, and good morning to all the listeners.
All right, great to have you here. Now, this morning we're talking about the importance of electricity in mining operations, but before we get there, help us get a little understanding about the different mining entities that you operate as KCM.
Yes, thanks, Hope. Well, we've got our mining operations are focused in the copper belt. We are located in 4 different locations, in Chingola, Chilila-Bombwe, in Kitwe, and we also have an operation in Nampundwe, and at those locations we've got copper mines, concentrators, a smelter, and a refinery.
Yeah. So now, having said that, what are you doing about the current power situation? This is in light of all the facilities that you have to operate sustainably.
Yes, thanks, Hope. Well, I mean, KCM is a very large user of electricity in Zambia, given the scope of our operations. So we're very much involved in seeking to address the current situation. I should say that we, as a company, understand the great challenges that all Zambians are facing at this time. We understand there's a lot of hardship around load shedding. And as a large power user, we understand that we've got an important role to play in reducing the country's power consumption.
All right. Now, it must obviously require substantial amounts of electricity to operate the mines. I mean, mines are very, very big. Now, how much power do the mines as well as processing plants consume for operations to run efficiently?
Yes, well, that's a good question. I mean, I think if we look particularly at our Konkola Deep mine, it's very deep. It's about 1,500 metres deep at its deepest point, and it's one of the wettest mines in the world. So we need a constant supply of power to be pumping the water from the bottom of the mine, or else the mine could flood within hours without that power supply. And there's many other parts of our business that require continuous power to keep it operating. But there's also much that we can do to reduce our power usage while continuing to produce copper.
All right. So how exactly is KCM working around reducing power consumption? How are you doing that?
Yes, well, we're looking at all aspects of our business, and we've been able to, without any impact on copper production, reduce our power consumption by around 5%. We've also looked across the business at ways that we can do things more efficiently. For example, we've reduced the use of compressors and ventilation fans wherever possible at operations. We've also been adopting techniques to reuse waste energy and to focus on energy efficiency across our business. We've even been focusing on very small sources of power usage. So wherever it's safe to do so, we've been encouraging all staff and employees to switch off lights, to reduce the use of air conditionings and other electronic gadgets across the business. So our message to our staff is that let's promote an energy-conscious culture and contribute to reducing the impact of power across the nation.
All right. Now, having looked at the power situation as it is obtaining in your company, what would you say is the way forward?
Yes, well, I think the way forward for us is that we're very confident about the future of mining. There are some real challenges in the country, but these are short term, and we're, as a business, we're here for the long term. We've got a 50-year vision for the company and for the people of Zambia, and we're optimistic that even though the industry goes through cycles, that we can address them and continue to operate for many decades to come.
Well, now when it comes to KCM, I know there's a whole lot to learn. I mean, every day, and we just love having this show every Friday. Now, before we wrap up, as we come to the end of the show, anything else that you would love to add on?
Well, only to re-emphasise that I think that mining has a very strong future in KCM, in Zambia, and KCM's got a strong future. That these are tough times, but the tough times don't last forever.
All right. Well, Mr. Paterson, it's been great having you on the show. We know you're a very busy man, so we will not hold you any longer.
Thank you very much. Thanks for your time.
All right. So, listeners, thanks a lot for joining us as well. This has been 5 Minutes with KCM.
That was 5 Minutes with KCM. That was 5 Minutes with KCM. Join us again next week at the same time for a chance to know more about Konkola Copper Mines, Zambia's largest integrated copper producer. KCM is a subsidiary of Vedanta Resources PLC.
Keeping you informed, entertained, and educated 24/7, 365. This is Hot